Joe Biden in his final TV interview was indoors, and he had this warning.
I really am concerned about how fragile democracy is. That sounds corny, but I mean, I really am concerned because you've heard me say it 100 times. I really think we're at an inflection point in history here.
It came just a day after he sent a message in his farewell speech. One fan of the speech said this. Former White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, who praised her old boss for putting the Trump team on notice because one thing she said is we are in danger of being run by oligarchs, tech titans. Dana Perino's here now. Do you also praise Joe Biden for putting America on notice?
I really tried the other night in listening to the speech. I was there to do the commentary that I usually can find something complimentary to say. And plus, it's his last speech. So you want to say, nice job, sir. I know you love your country. You served it well. It must hurt really a lot that the country rejected you. And then I'm listening to the speech and I'm like, what is he talking about? And one of the things about putting the tech people on notice, what did Mark Zuckerberg, for example, just come out and say about this particular White House when Jen Psaki was press secretary, that the team over at the White House was calling up and screaming at Facebook executives saying, you must take all of this down, like, for example, COVID vaccine information. And now that actually went all the way up to the Supreme Court. And so now all of a sudden they don't like the tech giants, but the tech giants are, one, is there self-interest? Sure. But also they're responding to the will of the people. And I also think that they believe that free speech needs to be protected. That's the danger to democracy.
I just encourage everyone to understand that Mark Zuckerberg, whatever you think their motives are, they were forced out of that party. They were blistered. They had really no choice. Today, the mayor of New York City will be in Mar-a-Lago. This after he's already met Mayor Adams with Tom Homan about some way to cooperate, even though we're in a sanctuary city. How significant is this?
Well, I think if you think about Eric Adams wanted to do more on the migrant front. He's got a sanctuary city, but also remember, he was there shaking hands, welcoming the migrants, okay?
Yes,
it's complicated. But could President Trump help New York the way that Biden refused to? Yes, maybe. And so I think a meeting face-to-face, having a relationship, having the power to be able to go down and convene a meeting, I think that's all important. I don't think that necessarily leads to a pardon for him. I think he's got a lot of problems outside of just the ones that we've heard about.
It would be very interesting because he's got nowhere else to turn, and he was given the Heisman, the stiff arm, by the current administration for 2.5 years.
No, it'll be great to see if the city can do something, one, about the migrants, the hotels. Lots of things have been degraded. Quality of life has come down. We have to fix that.
Absolutely. What's coming up on your show?
Well, Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, is the nominee for the Department of Homeland Security, and her hearing starts at 9 o'clock. So we will have all the hot button issues for that one as well.
Is there any cabinet nominee that should be worried about so far getting confirmed that's already testified in your mind?
That's already testified? No.
What about the ones coming down the pike?
Possibly. But for me, like the Democrats, and Josh Holmes the other night on Brett Baer's show said he's never seen the Democrats this unprepared for any of the hearings. The only person who is more unprepared for things is you. And that's a shot because you took a shot at me in the commercial break
the
Fox and Friends people. He said he'd prefer to have Bill Hemmer.
Hey, Chris, you have to escort Dana out of this. How dare she? When Dana turns on you. Hey, meanwhile, okay, Dana, since I'm not worthy, why don't you go out and tell us what's next?
Well, Deuce is on the loose, getting the pulse of the people ahead of the inauguration.
I think he might be out there now if we continue to roll the prompter.
There it was. It was the inauguration.
Oh, well, yeah, we're going to take a break. Let's just zoom out, and then Dana will apologize.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.